book fans, it's hump day. That means it's comic book day. Let me show you what I got. First up is X-Men Gold issue number 9. There's a new deportation act that's about to be put through in Congress. And this is the X-Men, so that means the minority that's being picked on are mutants. Kitty Pryde tries to fight this. Unfortunately, the villain Whiplash, of all the characters, comes in and disrupts everything. There's a couple love interests that's going on in this, but I kind of feel like they're being forced, and I don't really see the whole progression of this happening. But the big reveal is on the final page when an old villain comes back. I won't go into the political parallels about what's happening in this issue with what's happening in the US society as we speak, but anyone who reads this issue can clearly see that there are a lot of similarities. Walking Dead issue number 170. This issue was a bit more of a quiet issue. There are still some walkers that take place, but there's a lot more dialogue and story development. Some of the group goes into a city where it appears as though it's completely empty. It's starting to make the reader wonder what happened. Batman issue number 28. The war going on between the Riddler and the Joker continues on. This storyline is okay. I do like to see all of these other Batman villains all taking sides, while Batman and Commissioner Gordon are somewhat caught in the middle of everything and still trying to keep the collateral damage between the Joker and the Riddler to a minimum amount. I don't know if anyone else saw the similarities, but at the beginning of this issue we got to see Commissioner Gordon do the walk of shame completely naked with the exception of his underwear, whereas very similar to what Cersei did in Game of Thrones. Although I don't know, maybe it was just me. Darth Vader issue number 4. Oh my god, Darth Vader is such a badass. This takes place after episode 3. He's trying to track down one of the few remaining Jedi in the universe so that he can take his Kyber crystal from his lightsaber. In the previous issue he found one, but this Jedi totally whooped his ass. But this is Darth Vader. He survived this and he got his revenge. Really great issue. Generations issue number 1, The Strongest. Totally awesome Hulk meets up with Banner Hulk. There's a whole timey-wimey thing happening here where Amadeus Cho goes back into the past and he meets up with Banner Hulk when he's fighting up against General Ross. There really isn't a clear explanation as to why he traveled back in time, although it was really cool to see the two characters interact with each other again. And it was also a very traditional kind of Hulk story, so I did like it. Spider-Man issue number 19. Miles Morales has really had a dark time as being Spider-Man in the past few issues, and his best buddy Ganke is starting to see how this is affecting him. I really love Miles Morales being Spider-Man, so I can see what Ganke is saying. There are a couple plot elements that's being put into this storyline that's being ignored somewhat. There's a missing character that takes off, and there's really no explanation as to what's happening. I'm hoping that's going to be explained later on at least. And I think this is totally worth it, if anything, just to see what Ganke's interpretation of what he would look like if he was a superhero at the very beginning. It's just a dream sequence, but still I think it was great. Go Power Rangers issue number 1. This is another story that's going to be taking place alongside the regular Power Rangers storyline. This is not a reboot, it's just taking place at a different point in their timeline. In fact, this takes place immediately after their first adventure. So they're still somewhat noobs at what they're doing, and they don't have as much experience as they do in the other series. It's somewhat good, so I'm going to continue on reading it. Finally, the last comic book I read was Justice League, issue number 26, Legacy, Part 1. This takes place 20 years in the future, and the children of the Justice League are the focus. They're in a very desolate, apocalyptic future, which I know this has been done repeatedly in many different stories. But I think what really attracted me to this storyline is just the fact that we have a Wonder Boy type of character on the cover, and it turns out he's the son of both Wonder Woman and Superman. Although he doesn't really call himself Wonder Boy, but in my head, that's what he's being called. This issue is setting the groundwork for the younger Justice League to go back in time to meet up with their parents to try to stop that apocalyptic future from happening. So I'll be really excited to find out how this future came about. But that's my comic load for this week. What'd you guys get? Leave comments down below and let me know. With that, thank you guys for watching me in this video. If you haven't done it yet, check out my social media sites, check out my website, check out my Patreon site, and hopefully I'll join you in another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm not sure if anyone out there is aware of this, but I'm also doing a Wonder Boy costume myself. It's not based on the one that's being shown in Justice League. That one I think is really badass. But then again, the one that I'm doing I also like a lot too. I'll show pictures on my social media sites very soon.